Hoping for a good race. We do not have sound. Do you guys have sound? Because I don't have sound. No sound? Okay. Let me change that I to a we then. Well, we're going in for now. Just imagine the music, Talon Overworld. If you've been to these races, I'm sure you'll have no issue. As we got both our runners going for SJF. Gonna be getting a nice little dash off of that scan hop, off of that scan point across the way. And we're gonna hope for something good as I kill myself by choking. That's alright. I don't know. It's kind of like getting bombs, but it's bombs with really limited ammo and not really useful until we find our morph ball. So unfortunately, that looks like space jump in sight. Oh, this is gonna be a gross seed, isn't it? Oh no. Oh, Mop gonna be getting his power bomb. Not too far behind too, but I think he had some trouble going on. But what this does mean is that we're gonna be seeing nothing in Talon for a while. Not until we can go all the way through Chozo, get our morph ball, hopefully early. And that power bomb expansion does expect either boost or bombs, or boost in bombs or space jump. Which, if that was space jump below the gunship, we're likely going to be looking at a morph ball pretty early here, and that power bomb could well be locking something useful behind it. Good to see you again, Morga. Been a packed day today for Prime Randos. This will be the second of three races tonight. And that was an artifact on Grapple Edge. Let's hope our runners know the trick to skip Training Chamber, because that can be a bit annoying. Bit of annoying of a room to go through, just because it has a lot of requirements, and that ghost fight in that room is annoying. The ghosts will just go through the walls where you can't hurt them. It's harder to stun lock them to death. Tubamann getting some nice scan dashes, getting stuck a little bit in nursery. Oh, Tubamann's got some really good movement here compared to Mop so far. But again, it's not all down to movement. It may seem like Tubamann is going to run away with this one, but well, A, a lot of runners have better early game routing than late game routing, just due to how they play the game and how their races work. And B, of course, the routing itself. Big gambles, big bets can pay off, as we saw in our last race earlier today, where doing lower mines was actually the right play. Oh, that's gross. I hate it. Okay, well, that means I was wrong. That was actually a missile underneath landing site. So with Morph Ball there, that means that we're now going to have to go all the way back to landing site and get the missile beneath the gunship. Ugh. That's unfortunate. I feel like Morph Ball and Hive Totem is genuinely one of the worst things you can find in Rando. Mop is going to be finding the horrible truth. Hopefully Mop... I know Mop has struggled with the dash to skip Hive Totem before. We're going to hope he's been practicing and can get it better now. As we go into Hive Mecha right now. Let's see. So what they want to do is position themselves by this bridge, because the bridge is what actually activates the fight. As long as you don't step on the bridge, just like that, you can use the scan dash to go around it and get your item. And begin your long trek all the way back to Talon. I suppose silver lining here could be SJ. Could it? Because SJ, what would that unlock afterwards? Ah, right. Half pipe. Could unlock the half pipe item. In a way, though, I think it'd be better if it was a missile behind gunship, because if that's the case, then they can also just route in more items in Talon Overworld. Fortunately, if that's not the case, then we're gonna have to do another backtrack with no items along the way to get back to Chozo, where we can get our missile from the half pipe. What we have here. What's enabled in this seed? There are no expected glitches or tricks. So the seed can be completed by somebody who theoretically is playing this game for the first time. It is Space Jump. I hate it. This is a bad seed, man. This is bad. But yeah, so there's no expected tricks or glitches, but our runners are, of course, allowed to use most glitches. Infinite speed and out of bounds are banned. No, this is not a good seed. This is a bad seed. This is a lot of meandering back and forth. How much do I want to bet something is in Talon or Artifact Temple? This also means we probably won't be seeing our artifacts for quite some time as well, unfortunately. As with the power bombs, morph ball, space jump, we're gonna have a fair few checks in Chozo before we want to come back to Talon, more than likely. We are gonna hope to find something good in the morph ball room, the ruined shrine. I imagine Tubamann will be checking that. We've got 2 checks in there with our current outfit. As the game will expect you to use power bombs to blow open normal walls, Tuba is gonna be getting his missiles over here. Time to head on over to sure. No, what are we doing here? Does Mop getting space jump boots? Lag it behind a little bit. There hasn't been any room for gambles. Never mind. Tubamann's turning around. Going to shrine. We want to see bombs soon. Bombs are a great item because they give you a lot more mobility in morph ball form. They open up a lot of the map. Just a missile in that upper area over there. And Ruined Shrine is bad. It's nothing but missiles. This is not what we need. We want something. We want those bombs. Bombs open up a lot in this game. They are going to be located somewhere. Somewhere early game, and we really don't want it to be Talon because that just means more meandering. Ooh, Tubamann just getting a face full of those scarabs. Let's do a lot of damage. By the way, Spaghetti, have you tried using another player's audio? Maybe it's just the one streamer we've got that doesn't have audio. As Tubamann is just going to bite the bullet and go straight back to Talon. There is one more location they can check in Chozo with their current outfit, and that is Watery Hull access. We've seen it troll a lot during the tournament. But Talon is definitely the safer play with 2 item checks that we can get. Theoretically 3, if they can get the slope jump or dash and frigate crash site. As Mop is going to try and get a cutscene skip here. Wants to try and avoid activating the boss fight here, as the cutscene does waste time. And of course you get the bad mini-boss theme music. Though at this point we probably should have just eaten the cutscene, because we lost a lot of time there. And yes, Tuba is going straight for frigate crash site. You check the missile wall on the way to high front. Ah, yes, that too. I forgot about that. Gallery. The gallery missile wall. Let's see what's in Ruined Frigate over here. Or Crashed Frigate, excuse me. Never mind, we're not. I missed it. We'll see if Tuba goes back for it or not. The odds of it being something useful are minimal. It was missile? Okay, thank you. Yeah. Missiles make up 50, I believe there's 56 missile pickups with our current tournament settings as we replace the non-existent artifacts at missiles. Of course, for those who are unaware, we only use 6 artifacts because 12 artifacts just it leads to less variation in the seeds, because the odds of the artifacts being scattered all throughout the world are pretty high. Meanwhile, Mop is going to be checking out the ruined gallery, so we do have some divergence here. This could knock Mop up into the lead. This could be the push we need. And it... Oh no, that's... That's not what we wanted to see. Okay, if we find a Vary on Tubamann's side here, this could be another mid-Magmor bomb seed. This could be another storage cavern. Yeah, grapple. That's Wave Beam. I don't like what the seed is doing. Wave Beam is a bad beam for combat, but a fantastic key. It opens many doors, so... If we ever find a way to replace textures and particle effects, I'm just gonna replace my wave beam into the key beam. It's just gonna shoot keys. This Tubamann gonna be going for the immediate artifact checks. I like this. Oh god. So fast! Oh god, okay. I missed one in there. We got Observatory, Elite Research, Access, Frost Cave, Gravity Chamber. Which one did I miss? I missed one. Oh, he blitzed through them! Wowza! I got 5 out of 6. Training Chamber. Okay, that's what I missed. Thank you. Oh, that's gross. So Mop here is going to be checking main vault. I almost call it main vault. There is only one vault in this game, which is just a missile. Fortunate. So we know that the main plaza artifact is on the grapple edge, which Mop can get right now, actually. You're supposed to go around Magma Pool and get Training Chamber, which honestly was probably the better play considering Training Chamber has an artifact, but it's you could also just get it from main plaza using some tricky jumps. You can just hook onto the hook shot from somewhere near tree. And it looks like Mop is indeed going to be going for this, as Tubamann going to be going for a root cave. You can get a dash here, which expertly done first try. And even without X-ray, you can still see these, as Mop gets artifact number 1 from main plaza. Nicely done. Of course, Mop not knowing that Training Chamber itself has an artifact. I do wonder how Mop plans on leveraging this. I guess Mop is just going to be going for Training Chamber, or excuse me, from Watery Hall access. Yeah, what? What does the seed want from us? Tubamann. Alright, we're probably going to find an X-ray here, either in Root Canal or in... What? Oh. Okay, we're gonna see if Mop finds an X-ray in here. This is a real roundabout early game. This is why I learned to call that room Root Canal last stream. I like it. I think it's a good name. Anyways, this is why we like to use tricks, because tricks and knowledge lets us skip certain things here. For example, if we do end up finding... Oh man, I don't even know where to start right now. This seed is a mess. We got runners on completely different levels right now. Tubamann is going for the Magmor play, because Tubamann has bombs and Morph Ball and Wave Beam. Honestly, this is a pretty good play, as well as a Power Bomb. There's a lot Tubamann can do in Magmor. This was definitely a smart play. Still dangerous, because Tubamann only has 1 energy tank, and does not have Grapple. Ordinarily, this would not be in logic because of this room right here. We do not have damage boosting through liquids turned on. However, we know through Mop's end that what's it called? Grapple is in logic. Also, does Space Jump negate that need, actually? I don't know. I have no idea. That's something I'm not clear on. Either way, the point is that this all in here with Tubamann is in logic. That's a Spider Ball. That's gross. So the main thing we're looking for here is X-Ray. We need an early game X-Ray, because Morph Ball Bombs was in... Root Cave. Root Cave itself requires Space Jump, Grapple, and X-Ray by logic. And since Morph Ball Bombs is locked behind X-Ray, we gotta be finding that thing sometime soon. Fortunately, it looks like, I was watching and talking about Tubamann, it looks like Mop did not find X-Ray in Watery Hall Access or in Dynamo. What I'm thinking right now, which would be really gross, but is theoretically possible, is X-Ray in Dynamo. I hate it, but I think that is in logic. Indeed, I think that might be where it is. Unless I'm missing something important here. Speaking of another sequence break to save time here, Tubamann is going to be going for Warrior Shrine. You need Boost Ball to do this in logic, but we don't care. We know fancy tricks, and we can just do a little dash around here to get to Warrior Shrine easily. It's slightly missing the jump on monitor. Please don't fall. This Mop is picking up Charge Beam. Tubamann's gonna want to pick that up eventually. We don't randomize Charge Beam because Charge Beam is great. Yeah, just a missile in Warrior Shrine, and without a Power Bomb drop, which Tubamann did not get from the boxes, he will be unable to fully investigate Warrior Shrine. What was that in Watery Hall? I missed that on Mop's end. You can't scan the item through the poison to see what it is without dedicating for it. Missile? Okay. You need a lot of health to grab for that, to go for that item. And it's a very tricky, it's one of the trickier underwater slope jumps. It's not quite as straightforward as one might expect. Tubamann here. Heading into Storage Cavern, as opposed to Storage Cave, which is in Phendrana, a completely opposite climate. Just a missile in Gathering Hall and a missile in Research, or in Storage Cavern, excuse me. There's no research going on in there. At this point, I feel like X-Ray has to be in Dynamo. Now, Mop should see Grapple and should know that he's only one item away from Root Cave, so I imagine at this point Mop is going to be backing out, going to Talon, and hitting up Root Cave. Mop, I believe knows the dash. I've seen him practicing it a few times. Pretty hit or missile. Ugh. It is though. It is going for the item in Watery Hall is scary. We very rarely see people do it unless they have enough health and unless it's actually important, of which it rarely is ever important. Missile and Lava Lakes. Yeah. Wow. This is gross. This is a really bad seed. It expects so much back and forth meandering. And unfortunately, Mop, Tubamann has just been falling right into the meandering here, just a bit avoiding it with some very good checks, some very good trick knowledge. Has been able to avoid most of the backtracking here that this seed requires. Unfortunately, Mop is falling full on into the trap here. We'll see if Mop decides to go into Magmor from Talon. Again, I feel like it is the play, especially from Mop's position, as he's mostly cleared out Chozo. Early Chozo. We might see him go back for Zoid and the rest of back Chozo. As Tubamann is likely going to be clearing out all the items Mop just got, which is to say a very large number of missiles. And of course, Mop is going to be heading for the artifacts as well. Going to be figuring out that, honestly, these locations aren't too bad. Gravity Chamber is annoying, especially if it's in the lower Gravity Chamber, because that requires Gravity Suit. Again, I generally judge how good or bad artifacts are by whether or not they require new items, first and foremost. And Gravity Chamber can absolutely require an item we normally. Alternatively, it could be upper Gravity Chamber, in which case we have Grapple, and we need Plasma Beam to beat the game anyway, so fair's fair. As Tubamann gonna be going back, getting some item checks that Mop was not able to get, actually. Namely, Ruined Gallery is what we appear to be going for here. Also, going through Hive Mecha backwards, not even grabbing the missile. Disrespecting it. Or just accidentally missing it. They can get the item in Magma Pool. True, yeah, we have Varia, Grapple, and Power Bombs are all in logic. The only thing that's out of logic with X-Ray is bombs, so absolutely, Magma Pool could be X-Ray as well. Man, a Magma Pool, a mandatory Magma Pool to get bombs, though. That's gross. That's really gross. Mop getting the Wave Beam. And gonna be checking his artifacts as well. Again, so the reason I like to check artifacts early, I generally wait for a loading screen. I don't know if that's just placebo or not, but I personally like to do that. To give the game a chance to load, a little less wasted time. But the reason I like this is because it tells you what you actually need to beat the game. So right now our runners are going to be looking out for Gravity Suit, namely, but they also know that they hopefully won't require super missiles, depending on where Phazon Suit is. They hopefully shouldn't require thermal, although they do want it. Getting some information from that. The game doesn't load rooms while paused. Well, I guess it was just placebo. Flagra is open. Flagra is open for Tubamann. Flagra cannot have X-Ray, though. Because Flagra does not expect you to kill Flagra with power bombs, because while technically possible, that is dreadful unless you got main power bombs. since there's no way to guarantee powerbomb drops. Does Sun Chamber even drop powerbombs to begin with? I haven't checked the drop tables for that room yet. It's Mop gonna be investigating the lone missile. So being ultra rude, these pirates don't kill you, they just fly away. It's kind of mean. Mop will actually be able to grab this item as well, quite easily with the grapple beam. You need bombs for Arboretum, true that as well. Now we'll see if Tubamann can get the item here, or can get the artifact. Opting to... So there's two ways you can get this. You can do it with the fancy grapple trick, which I believe we saw Mop do. Alternatively, Tubamann here is going to be going for an R jump. That was a really weird way to do that R jump. So we're going to see him doing the R jump, attempting the R jump, but going for the backup by using the grapple beam from the tree. Ooh, and a powerbomb drop. You always want to grab those powerbomb routing. Pain powerbombs are so rarely dropped. Easy money. First artifact. Tubamann. Mop proceeding away from landing site. Gonna be going and getting that Varia suit. We'll see what he does from there. And hopefully Mop is gonna do the root cave dash as well. That would be a very, very big shame if Mop did not do the dash. Oh, here's interesting. Tuba is actually going to be going for Tower of Light, I believe. Yes. It is... One item there is in logic with his current outfit. Top of the tower. This is a room not oft explored, especially not this early in the game. It's kind of out of the way, bit of a pill. But, I mean, so far, Tubamann's routing has paid out tremendously. And MopOfJustice is also getting the dash. Very well done. This is an example of how much time knowing tricks can save you. While the seed is technically completable casually, a casual player would still not have bombs. They probably wouldn't get bombs until 30, 40 minutes in. Looks like it was Tubamann failed the first attempt at the climb. Gonna be going for a second climb here. You can check the item with the cutscene by destroying the first 4 blocks, but if it's something you want, then it'll be faster to climb up anyway. And I feel like if you get the climb first try, it's not even that much slower. It's like 2 seconds slower, I think I've heard talk of. But, I mean, at this point, I just shoot him. Gonna be going for the tower chamber as well after that biff. I totally meant to do that. Totally meant to fall down. I just wanted to check tower chamber. Power bombs. Where's wave beam? Yeah, it doesn't matter. All the powerbomb expansions are in logic, and Mop as well, going to be doing the Magmor play. Again, this just makes sense from Mop's perspective. You've already cleared out most of early Chozo. You got you got grapple, you got space jump. It'll be a bit scary because there's no save station on this side, and Mop has no energy tanks yet. I believe... What was the first energy tank Tubamann found? Tubamann, it takes 3 missiles. Oops. Well, one of those towers is going to need a 3rd missile. There you go. Ooh, careful. That Magmor could end the run. A noodle boop right now would be a very, very bad boop. Alright, Tubamann seeing nothing of value at the top of tower. Gonna be bailing. Tower light rarely pans out, but it did pan out in my race against Vpron, so yeah, it's a smart check. Boop. It's a bad boop. Tubamann space jumping too late, I think. Might be. I'm no expert on that trick either. I can get it sometimes, other times no. Final boop. We don't want it to be the final boop. No final boop down. Mop needs every advantage he can get, and dying is not actually an advantage. It's surprising, I know. Tubamann gonna be proceeding into late Chozo. What are we really looking for here on Tubamann's end? We want to know where that X-ray is. I feel like at this point it has to be in Dynamo. But we do want to know where that X-ray is. Or Magma Pool, of course. We were just talking about this. Otherwise, of course, Tubamann... We'll see if he actually finds the grapple. Tubamann should not... Oh, Tubamann does have grapple. Missed out on the tracker. We're looking for Boost Ball, because Boost Ball is fast. And is generally a mid-game item, I would say. Also, we actually, I believe we physically need Boost Ball. So I take it back, it's not a nice to have. We need Boost Ball because of training grounds right here next to Tubamann. The only way to get that item, I believe, is out of bouncing, which I mentioned at the start is illegal in the tournament. But otherwise, I mean, most of what we're looking for is we know X-Ray is somewhere, and we know it was not Magma Pool. We know we need Boost Ball to finish the seed overall. And of course, Phazon Suit and potentially Gravity we're going to be keeping our eyes peeled for. Yeah, it was not Magma Pool, unfortunately. So the big things right now is Boost Ball. Ice Beam would be a nice find as well. Another good key door, though it does do some good damage. It has utility in combat. Unlike Wave Beam. Poor thing. At this point, I do wonder if we'll see Tubamann fight Flagra. I don't know. If we find Ice Beam in here, then that would open up Overgrown Cavern and Life Grove, so... Tubamann's really hoping I'll be finding an Ice Beam here. Could be on Flagra, could not be. There's no real reason to say it would be on Flagra. But Flagra's one of those checks that takes a very long time. And if Mop chooses to do it when Tubamann doesn't, and Flagra actually has something useful, then that can be a tremendous time save. A nice beam, like Plasma, absolutely. Does Phazon Suit grant mobility in water without gravity? No, it does not. Only Gravity Suit gives you mobility in water. I don't know if that's the case in Vanilla, but in Rando, with our current settings, that is absolutely the case. Phazon grants Phazon immunity, Gravity grants water, mobility, and Varia. Yeah, there it is. I think it literally had to be there. And Varia grants heat protection with our current settings. You can make it so all suits grant heat protection, but you cannot make it so all suits grant gravity. Only Gravity has water mobility. So at this point, if I were Tubamann, do you check Vanilla Ice? Do you check for Vanilla Ice? I would definitely be going into Furnace at least. Probably check Crossway. At that point, do you want to check Vanilla Ice? I don't know if I would. Oh, don't die. Don't panic, Tuba. You got plenty of health. As Mop finishing the Magma run, heading back into Chozo as well. With bombs, this does mean, and bombs and Spider, this does mean Mop is going to be around the same location as Tuba is, actually. They're both going to be doing the late Chozo checks, so our runs are reconverging here. You usually do just Varia for heat? Absolutely. That's what we do in the tournament as well, because otherwise Varia is just kind of useless. If all suits provide heat protection, then Varia does literally nothing. It's just, oh, there we go. We got it. Woo! Ah, Mop just missing the piston, unfortunately. Where was the energy tank Tuba found that Mop did not? I don't know where that was. I thought that was somewhere in Magmore. Maybe it was in... Was it in Transport Tunnel? I think it was in Transport Tunnel in Magmore. Mop may not have checked that. Opting to stave off on that until it's Finjana time. Transport Tunnel? Okay, yeah, thank you. So we got Tubamann heading into Zoid, the boss of random fun times, where you can just lose 15 seconds because the game doesn't like you. Now, ordinarily, we would be able to judge how good or bad a boss fight was by the music. Small issue with that right now. We don't appear to have music. I just realized I don't think I actually pinged volunteers when I mentioned that. Oh, never mind. Volunteers are already on it. This stream, not at all sponsored by Axiom Verge, but I am listening to its music. It fits pretty well, seeing as it's a Metroidvania, and it's good. Burn Dome had gravity and plasma. Ugh. I mean, so far this Zoid, I don't know. I mean, on one hand, Zoid having items is unfortunate because a lot of runners do like to avoid the Zoid. I say it depends. In this situation, I would not at all be avoiding. But I mean, if you fight him and it's got gravity and plasma, you know, I mean, at least you feel good about that, right? We have pre-race music for now. Okay, well, at least there's that. Spooky frigate music is appropriate. Mop also opting to check Tower of Light. I mean, I suppose that this... Are you really that desperate for checks at this point? I don't know. I don't feel like it. I don't know if I'd be checking Tower of Light here, personally. Again, it's not a bad idea. Like, pull the Band-Aid is a pretty common theory as well. Like, it's an unfortunate check, but you gotta check it, potentially. So that may well be what Mop and Tubamann were thinking here. Pull that Band-Aid. It's in logic. Player streams apparently don't have audio. Did they both mute? Oh no. Oh, that's unfortunate. According to the tracker. Huh. This Tubamann, we didn't have anything interesting on Zoid, looks like, so we're gonna be heading into Furnace here. We can one item in Furnace is in Logic. The other one is not. Crossway is also not in Logic, but he can... I would fully expect Tubamann to be able to get both of those items. As Boost Ball is nice to have, but it's not required for either of those items. Not with some fancy movement. Mr. Zoid had something? I don't think it did. Say Queen is the current song. Fortunate, we're not fighting any bosses. Unless you count Tubamann as the boss and Mop as the player, in which case I could get that. Mop's unfortunately got quite the uphill battle. The seed had a very annoying start. It is opening up here. There are choices. If Mop wanted to take a risk, he could go to Findrana instead of Deep. Chose it, though. And with our Curse of Knowledge, we know that would be the right play, but Mop feeling comfortable, not wanting to take any risks, is going to be proceeding into the Magma Pool. Of course, Mop also knowing that X-Ray has to be early game now. Man, it's going to be seeing what's in Furnace. We might see a Crossway check. What I don't know is if we'll see a Vanilla Ice check. I think I would at this point. That's a missile. But it's hard to say. Hard to say if Vanilla Ice is really the right call here. Because it is only one check and it's quite a bit of sunk time since you have to go through and complete Hall of the Elders. That looked important, or was that an energy tank? Tuba's not bothering, I guess that was an energy tank. I saw a purple haze. I thought that might have been, no, Boost Ball, so yeah, it was definitely an energy tank. Vanilla Ice is never the call, yeah. Could be a risk Mop Ops take to get caught up, but it is one check for a fair bit of sunk time. We have X-Ray on Tubamann's side, so the ghost fight wouldn't be too long. It's mostly just a cutscene thing. As well as the fact that any subsequent visits to Hall of the Elders will require you to fight 3 ghosts instead of 1. Tubamann is going to be going for the Findrana play. Most of Findrana is open. We got labs, we got Chapel of the Elders. Pretty much everything is open except for items frozen behind ice. Mop is going to be going to fight Zoid, finding the sweet, sweet nothings that the flamethrower is hiding. Tuba is actually going for Flagra. You know, that's a good call at this point, I feel. It's up to runner discretion, honestly. Like, we have Spider Ball and X-Ray. Yeah, I'd do this, honestly. Wild isn't in logic, but Wild would be quite easy at this point. So it's basically 2 checks for fighting Flagra. It's on the way to Magmore. It's a long fight. You lose a lot of time doing this, especially if it doesn't pan out, but... Ugh, especially the wasps are being jerks. Yeah, unfortunately, the wasps in this room just endlessly respawn until you take out their nests, so... If you don't destroy the nest on the way up, they can really mess with your bomb jump over the gate. I think he's rolling into the gate a little too early. I don't know if that actually has any effect. I'd be a little further to the right if I were Tubamann doing this trick. Oh, was that not it? That looked so good. I do that in every room. Yeah, it's especially notable in this room though, because of the bomb jump. Like in most other rooms, you don't really notice it, just because you're through. Hey, speaking of being through, Tubamann's through. Getting caught on the sticky side. Unfortunately, opposite side of the door is a bit sticky because of how the collision works. Yeah, the hives are very annoying to destroy. They got weird hitboxes, that's for sure. I still try to destroy them. I don't like getting interrupted on my bomb jumps. Ooh, we want an Ultra Energy here. Oh boy, the game is not happy with Tuba. We're gonna see how risky Tuba plays against this boss. Flagra can do a lot of damage. You'd be surprised. So we do have to take out the first satellite dish, because taking out that dish is what activates the hurt boxes for Flagra. After this point, if Tuba's feeling risky, we'll be seeing Tuba just jumping straight to the bomb slots and bombing them. Otherwise, well, it'll be a vanilla Flagra. I imagine Tuba will just go for the jumps, though. The main worry about this is whenever you bomb slots while Flagra is not stunned, then Flagra can just hit you out of the cutscene, and Flagra's claws do a lot of damage. And yeah, Tuba is actually opting to just do vanilla. You don't want to get swiped out of the cutscene. It's unavoidable damage in the truest sense of the word. And getting hit by the claws anyway, as the Flagra comes tumbling down. Oh, that's just unfortunate. Thankfully, the claws don't do full damage, I don't think, when they aren't actually being swung. It's just contact damage at that point, rather than an actual attack. A death here to Flagra would absolutely get Mop back into the race here, I feel. This Mop needs to do something to break the mold here. And there we go, there's Tubamann just jumping straight to the bomb slot there. Now, Tubamann is down to 50 energy after getting bopped by the Spankweed and falling into the poison. Yeah, exactly. I'm hoping we see Mop pass on Flagra. Flagra is a risky check, generally speaking, because of how much longer it could take. And because of the damage! Okay, Mop is gonna go for vanilla. Good call. If you muck that up, I think 25 energy is just a death if you fall into the poison at this point after messing up a bomb slot. And Mop is actually going to be going for the crossway item here. I believe it was an energy tank, seeing as Tuba just decided not to. In addition, I don't think there's anything else with the purple haze that we can find at this point. Like, this boost ball, I believe, has a bit of a haze, but this boost ball can't be here. And not quite getting it. It's a little tricky to wedge yourself into that bomb, or into that morph ball hole. So this is just one of those things that actually comes down to a runner per runner basis. Is Tubamann feeling pretty confident with only having one E-tank, but Mop wanting to actually sink the time for this. This is a tricky and pretty rough trick to get, as we're seeing here. But Mop really wants that one E-tank. Of course, I say that as soon as he bails, deciding it's not actually worth it at this point. Bailing. Tubamann deciding not to do wild. It's not in logic. You need super missiles to do it logically, but it's right there. You have X-ray and Spider. I would have just done it because you already did Flagra. But fortunately, or fortunately perhaps, Tubamann is just gonna move on. So this could turn into something. I know Mop is not one to pass up a wild check after our unfortunate race in round 1. So there's two ways Mop could catch up here. Either A, not do Flagra, or B, do Flagra and do Ghosts if Ghost has something. Fair's fair. Again, it's out of logic. There's nothing really saying Ghost has anything at this point, but they still could, right? Any check could pan out. At this point, we don't really have any hints as to where Boost Ball could be, or Ice Beam, which are the next items in our progression we want to see. Yeah, exactly. If it does, there's always the what if in randos. If Ghost does, then Tubamann's gonna be in the hurt. Mop is gonna be coming back, checking the Spider Ball check on Dynamo. Gonna be getting the X-ray. Visors are good to have. They make platforming easier, and they make the final boss a lot easier. This Tubamann's gonna be going for the slope jumps around Monitor Station. There's a lot of ways you can do this room. I opt for the dashes. Tuba's doing the slope jumps. Some people do standable terrain exploits. Either way, they all get you to the top of the room. And with new power bombs at hand, we're gonna be seeing what's in the bottom of Warrior Shrine. Still not in logic, this check, as we don't have Boost Ball. But something could be here. You know what? You like to see that. At this point, that's pretty good. That's a good find. We're pretty low health. This is true, yeah. Visors will always tell you what's in logic or what's not. They can be logic indicators. Which is basically Thermal's only job for experienced runners of this game. So what is Mop doing over here? Grab some items here. I think we might see Mop going... No, Mop is avoiding Flagra. Just going straight to Findrana. Buying Mop a little bit of time, though Tubamann is still quite firmly ahead. They've been basically pulling off the same route here. Seeing as their early game routing differences have converged. Whoa, what? Mop, what are we doing? Oh, checking tree. Fair. Missile. Well, now if we ever find super missiles, Mop won't have tree in the back of his mind. So there's that, at least. I agree, Link Boyism. I'm comfortable around 3 to 5 energy tanks. But again, it's something that changes from runner to runner. I know some runners who hate having anything less than 5. Or 6. Yeah, Spaghetti says 3 makes her nervous. I'm usually comfortable. 3 is where I'll start avoiding ones like, say, Findrana Canyon or Crossway. Or Vault. I mean, then again, I just never get them in Vault. Vault just takes too long, regardless. That was a missile in Ice Ruins East behind the ice. We're gonna see what's behind the Spider Ball track. Yeah, 12-13, so you can do Phase on Mining Tunnel. Absolutely. There's one race, I believe I was actually commentating, where we almost got to see a Phase on Mining Tunnel without Phase on Suit. We had the correct number of energy tanks, or we would have, if the runner got the E-tank from ventilation shaft, it was entirely possible to do phase-on mining tunnel. It would have been hype as heck. What is in the lighthouse? That looks important. I can't tell. I hate Lighthouse. It's so hard. Lighthouse and Ice Chapel of the Elders, you can just safely expect commentators will never actually know what's in there. It's impossible. Visor? Ooh, could be. That would be interesting, having... That would have to be thermal. And of course, that being super locked. We do like to see super missiles. It's a good charge combo. Tubamann is going to be checking Chapel of the Elders. We got Wave Beam, so it's entirely possible to do this and get out. And we have one last power bomb, so the boss in there will be very easy. Oh, slightly too slow to get past the box there. Whew, saved by the box spawn, meanwhile, on that one. Nicely done. Oh, that looks... Is that Ice Beam? No, that's a visor. Alright. So yeah, we're definitely going to be grabbing this. Again, thermal visor, not required, but still very, very nice to have. Either because you're me and you like screwing with commentators by using visors weirdly, or because final bosses are so much easier. Worth getting it? Oh, absolutely. And we should see the PV here. I was just talking about this. This boss is can normally only be hurt with Plasma Beam or while it's breathing heavily, but bomb damage bypasses that, so you could just power bomb it if it dies. No hyperventilation required. Just kill it. Where's the best item in the game, though? Nobody knows. The best item in the game can spawn literally anywhere. I don't think there's any requirements. I suppose with our logic, it couldn't be in... If you want to get technical, with our logic, it probably can't be in Hive Totem or... What's it called? Watery Hall, but we're just getting finicky at that point. Is progression in Frigate checked? Yes, progression can be in Frigate. Progression has been in Frigate in previous races. I don't really see anything indicating Frigate at this point. Thermal was just kind of into us randomly. But it would not be the first time we've seen, say, Boost Ball in Hydro Access Tunnel. Ugh. Shorelines as charge combo. Oh yeah, it makes sense at this point. Just about anything else has a pretty mighty glow to it. Or is large. Mop appears to be going through Monitor Station. Gonna be finding his first energy tank in Warrior Shrine, hopefully. Praise the gods, eh? Yeah, or bombs and cargo freight. That was gross. I'm sorry you had to deal with that, Spaghetti. Ugh. I'll take that over Workstation any day, but that's not a very high bar to beat. And Tubaman's actually going to be getting this. That is an Ice Beam. Tubamann's just making all the right routing decisions so far. In addition to just having better movement than Mop. Overall. Much cleaner, much more consistent. Right now, Mop needs to make a big play to get ahead here. But I don't even know what that big play would be. We have to do labs because of Observatory. And indeed, we have Ice Beam, so not doing labs would be silly. Farfin draw, like every corner is something you would want to do. I don't know what this big play would be. That looked like a missile in Ice Ruins West. Mop is actually looking for a power bomb. Did Mop not have a power bomb when doing Warrior Shrine? No, he's got the energy tank. What are you doing here? Mop, I have questions. Unless he's just clearing it out. Seems like he's looking for items, though. Just a missile in courtyard. And again, Tuba, this is definitely the right play here. Just going through labs. We know there's an artifact there. We've got everything we need except boost ball for it to be in logic, and yeah. So we can also actually see what's in Lab Hydra, even if we can't get it. Now, mind you, boost ball cannot be in later labs because of observatory, but I doubt Tubamann cares about that. Tubamann almost certainly knows the dash through observatory that skips boost ball. Seems like almost every race you watch has a stacked Vendrana. Because Vendrana's mid-game, right? It's the mid-game region. So it makes sense that a few of the mid-game items would be there, and possibly even some early games if a seed hates you. So it's not uncommon. It's kind of like why Chozo is stacked as well. It's just early game, mid-game. Late game is going to naturally not be quite as stacked as the other regions. Just because there's less stuff over there. And it's harder to put more items over there since it has more requirements. So what is Mop going to be doing over here? What's the play on Mop's end? I don't see... Looks like Mop is going straight to the ruins. We'll see if Mop decides to do Chapel or not. That would be another corner he could cut safely. Or, I mean, relatively safely. I imagine Mop does want them. Again, it's just due to the item locations here and artifact locations, it's hard to think of where a shortcut or a risk Mop could take would be. I guess Deep Chozo would probably be the best risk once he finds Ice Beam, but even then, there's just not a good risk here. None of these risks are smart. I'd probably go Farfandrana. Tuamann's almost certainly going to do Farfandrana as well. Boost can be in late labs if you have to be required to go in backwards. I think you are correct, actually. And we have our Ice Beam, so yes, it can be. Ignore my comment about that. Thank you for correcting me. So yeah, late labs is entirely in logic here. Gonna be grabbing a safety state. Hello. We don't see a whole lot of safety saves in Observatory, actually. I don't know, I wasn't watching Tubamann's health, it might have been low. Getting bullied by the pirates. That's just gonna be pretty scary here. Pirates shoot you out of that. You have to go all the way back down to the bottom. But we made it. And with a little slope jump here, standable terrain there. Boom. Artifact number 2 is officially in Tubamann's clutches. As Mop is going to be proceeding forth and getting the Ice Beam with a synchronized Morph Ball. Good stuff. Where is this boost ball? So things that can still work out, if Mop decides to take a risk and say go Mines or go Deep Chozo, then Mop can potentially find Gravity Suit. But even then, I'm sure Tubamann knows how to get out of Gravity Chamber. Tubamann may not require Gravity Suit for this seed. Ugh, this really is a case of like, what do you do when you're in Mop's shoes? All of the risks are just kind of They aren't really that good. In my opinion, like, going Mines right now is not terrible. But without boost, you're gonna hit a lot of walls. Quite literally, there's a rock wall on Elite Access that's gonna make routing a little harder. Not Access, excuse me, Elite Research. I believe the room is. MopOfJustice! And yeah, that was indeed a missile. Mop giving us a much clearer view of whatever was in Ice Ruins West. Tubamann, unfortunately, did not get the fight skip, so if you're careful as you walk out into Control Tower, then you can avoid the trigger that activates the fight. And this A means you don't have to waste your time with that fight, and B means that Monitor Station is generally a bit more favorable for getting dashes, since puffers are easier to dash off of than pirates, in my opinion. Now we're gonna see Tubamann go for a plasma skip here. Ordinarily you need Plasma Beam to shatter some ice and shoot those barrels, but you can just sneak a missile over the top like that. Thardus could be a good risky play at this. Indeed. Thardus is in logic with our current outfit. I mean, Mop does not know that, because Mop did not go back to get Thermal from Chapel, but again, skipping Chapel is just one of those corners you can cut a little bit faster, something you're pretty sure Tuba's gonna do. Something that you can probably avoid. Unfortunately, just so happens that this time Chapel had something. Far from required something, but it is something you still want. Do you not need supers to reach Thardus? No. With our current outfit, we can go around the back, because you can access Thardus from the back via the Magmore elevator, or just outright from the back of Labs if you have Ice Beam. And that does not have a super requirement. Tubamann finds a mythical creature. It's a unicorn. A unicorn with 2 horns. Munch. Edward taking a sweet time opening the door. That's a plasma. Man, it looks like there's something in the lower eye, in the lower check too. What? Well, there you go. Even if the back door didn't exist, Thardus is in logic now. Not only that, but Thardus will be very quick and easy. Aether is the weapons depot, apparently. Plasma and super. You love to see them both. Especially when they're right next to each other. Ugh. Man, the Seed is just handing it to Tubamann. Like, everything is just falling into place for Tuba right now. Wait, Phazon, what? Did I miss that? Or is that a misclick? I feel like that was a misclick. I don't think I'd be so crazy that I would miss Phazon suit. Okay, yeah, it was. Tubamann opting not to get Ice Spreader. I think Mop is gonna opt to grab that though. Ice Spreader is a great alternative. While technically slower on the Exo fight than Charged Ice Beam, it's a lot more reliable. It's a lot more reliable than Charged Ice Shots. So a lot of runners, and I imagine Mop included, will go for Ice Spreader in Research Core. Aether has Dark Beam, Light Beam, and Annihilator, not Plasma. Well, you know what? You combine all 3 of them together, maybe it makes Plasma. Dark Light and then Dark and Light together. Boom. That's how you make Plasma. Fun fact. So all doors should be open. Pretty much, yeah. We've got all beams now. We've got super missiles. All we're really missing here, progression-wise, is gravity and boost. Boost is required, mind you. We do need boost. Gravity may not be required, however. As Tubamann gonna be going into Frost Cave, getting artifact number 3. Haven't gotten Ice Spreader in a while. Yeah, it's unfortunately charge combos except for Super Missile can be virtually anywhere. Tubamann trying to get a slope jump in here. I use the divot in the stalagmite when I do these, or stalactite. That little divot you can see right there. Because like when you're in that divot, you can get a very clean. You can easily slope jump off of that. Either way, he gets it off the top and is out. That item does normally require gravity, but we don't need that. Yeah, supers can be virtually anywhere. It's just a few checks that supers cannot. Ooh. trying to get a dash here. As turning mid-dash, and you really don't want to do that because that kills your momentum. Samus's sideways speed is uncapped, but her forward speed is. So the more you turn into a dash, while it may affect your trajectory in a favorable way, it does mean you will move slower. So you don't really want to turn in like Mop is doing here. Saying Echo's dashing, yeah, Echo's... I don't know how to dash in Echoes. It's a lot weirder in that game, a lot more involved. Movement between these two games is quite a bit different. More different than one might expect. This Tubamann making the way to Gravity Chamber for artifact number 4. Also, this is looking to be a pretty fast seed here for Tuba, depending on where Phase On and Boost is. Hold R instead of releasing L. Huh. Fair enough. First, of course, Tubamann has the means to check Storage Cave and Security Cave. This Mop still struggling with the Observatory dash, unfortunately. Ugh. It's a rough dash, don't get me wrong, like, this is one of the last dashes I learned. It's like this one and Tower of Light was the actual last dash I learned. This one was one of the last ones. It's a difficult one. You need to press B for so little. It's very dependent on pressing B for as few frames as possible. So dashing, the less time you hold B for, the more height you get out of it for some reason. Metroid Prime. And if you hold B for just a little bit too long on this dash in particular, or on the first scan dash in Sun Chamber, or Sun Tower, Tower of Light, my god, then you just don't get enough height to get the jump. Yeah, this dash really needs a short press. Hey, there we go! And Mop gets it. He's gonna go for the second dash. Oh, I hate this one. I don't do this one. I'm too timid. I just do the R jump. Ooh, gets it though. Nicely done. It's Tubamann heading into Gravity Chamber. Let's see if it's upper or lower. If it's upper, then it's basically free. If it's lower, then Tubamann's gonna have to make a decision. It's lower. Upper is an energy tank. Which Tuba is going to grab regardless. It's free energy. Free energy, Jim. Good stuff. Mop also grabbing the Observatory save. Tubamann, no second thoughts, going straight into Gravity Chamber for that artifact. You can escape Gravity Chamber without Gravity Suit. It requires 3 underwater slope jumps, 2 of which are pretty straightforward, pretty easy. The second is an absolute pill, and depending on how long Tuba spins in here and Mop's choices, this could save time for Mop. You have your own second dash? Ooh. I need to play around some more in that room, because the R dash is... it's not as fancy as a dash, that's for sure. It's the difference between a slope jump and a ghetto jump. Slope jumps, I am allowed to say on SRL. The other word, I am not. There you go, that's the difference. Oh, wow, did Mop... oh, that was dangerously close. Mop... oh, it wasn't dangerously close. Mop failed it. You really have to just inch your way out of that door if you want to get the fight skip. Makes sense, yeah. Just gotta keep it PG-13. I take risks, you know? But unfortunately, Mop just stepping slightly too far out and activating the fight. So dangerously close that it was dangerous, indeed. Why is it called that? Because it's a weird jump. I don't know how to describe it other than that's the way it is. It's pretty self-explanatory, I don't know. The name fits. It's weird. It works. We use it. It's janky. As Tubamann getting the 4th artifact from Gravity Chamber, getting out pretty easily there, actually. a pretty commanding compared to a lot of our runners. Tubamann getting out there real easy, real quick. Saw somewhere that was because it was a synonym for gym. Yeah. I can get behind that. Mop? Going back and forth through this room. Turning around? What are we doing? What? Mop, no! Mop, no! You were so close to Aether! This is not the risk we needed! Oh, this seed just... I mean, the seed did not want to reward risks. The safest plays were rewarded in a seed, unfortunately. Sometimes that just happens. But... Ooh. But... Mop, what are you doing? Did you just... Oh, did he not check control? Oh, I think I know what happened. Yeah, okay. Yeah, reloading control tower. I guess the boxes got broken during his first fight against the pirates. Yeah, if you break these boxes, then you have to reload the room. Okay, my bad. I missed that. This is a good play, honestly. Going back and reloading. There's no way to know plasma is literally one room away. Even then, it's still faster to do this. It's not that much harder than shooting the isoplasm beam, getting that fancy shot. Indeed. I killed Diggle for cursing / blessing the seed. Now it's just me. As Tuba, we'll see if Tuba opts to fight Thardus. I would not at this point. Tuba's got to be feeling really good. The seeds just handed him absolutely everything, but I would just go for mines at this point, personally. It's a risk. Of course, you may have to come back for Thardus. And we've got Plasma Beam. Boost in Quarantine Monitor. That is disgusting. I hate it. Thanks. That, however, is not. No, I think we've seen it there once or twice. I still hate it. Why there? And indeed, Tubamann is not going to fight Thardus. Which means it could be a risk Mop could pull off. Unfortunately, all Tubamann needs at this point is Phazon. Tubamann is one Phazon suit away from go mode at this point. He finally got the boost ball, which is mandatory thanks to Training Chamber artifact. Can we stop with the cursed seeds? No, we're just getting all the curses out of the way before you erase THK. It's fine. Alright. Mop, unfortunately, falling off, not able to get the plasma, but it's going to be getting super here. Wants to get that plasma beam, though. It's kind of required to beat the game. And is just really good in general. It is a very stacked Aether. It's... Apparently pirates aren't fans of the light and dark beams, and instead they're opting for missiles and fire. I don't know, we don't have a fire beam and we don't have any fire weapons in Metroid Prime 2. Maybe the Ing are weak to fire. Could work. What if Shorelines had validation? It's possible, we're just missing Wave Buster at this point. It's the only charge combo that's MIA, and Flamethrower, of course. Either or. That can kinda axe, yeah, but it's not actually fire. I don't know. Maybe it is. Light is weird. How do you define light? It's a wave and a particle. It makes no sense. Tubamann, gonna be going for the geothermal core check as well. Bit of a lengthy check, but we are rather desperate for phase on at this point. All that's left is Mines and Frigate. And Deep Chozo, actually. Never mind, we still got plenty of places to check. Still, I don't know. Probably would check this. We're not coming back here anytime soon. Anytime soon. And it's not as long or as arduous a start is, unless you fall. So, good checker here. And again, these could help Mop catch up here. As Mop proceeds into late Phendrana to grab the Gravity Chamber artifact. I did not. And of course the Frost Cave as well. We'll see if Mop goes for the Gravity Chamber. I don't know if Mop knows how to do Gravity Chamber escape. I'm hoping he does, but we'll see. Mop got Ice Spreader. Did he? I was watching Tubamann try to climb Geothermal. I apologize. No, he didn't? Okay, thank you. Unfortunately, Tubamann actually having a hard time with this. Falling off a second time now. It's a tricky slope jump. You need to like, I don't know, it's weird. The movement you need to do is weird. You need to like get onto the peg. And Tuba's just gonna fail. I can't say I blame him. It's a lot of time sunk for one item. Sunk cost fallacy is very real, and the roof stays raised for when we come back next time. If we're still desperate. So you DBJ to the spider track? Honestly, yeah, I need to try that. Who's got to pull back during the initial jump? Yeah. Pull back and like get back and use the peg on the side, because the peg itself is also a slope, and you can use that to force yourself up onto the actual track. Do we need to get Maze Finder out again? Honestly, maybe. Here's the thing, we have our next artifact, but it's in elite research access, so... Or is that elite control access? Is there even an elite research access? Did I completely miswrite that? It's elite control access, I believe, is our next artifact, so... I don't know if we're gonna go deep mines or not. It's hard to say. I don't think I would in this situation. But then again, it's completely open. I don't know, it's hard... I'd say this is up to a runner preference, honestly. Like, we can trust in the heart of the cards and just do upper mines and hope that Life Grove Tunnel / Deep Chozo has phase on. Or you can not trust it and go do deep phase on. Is Mop... I believe Mop got the Frost Cave artifact. Gonna mark that one on my check mark. Oh, swings a little too high on the gravity, on the grapple swing. Excuse me. Yeah, we saw Mop knock down that thing, and I imagine Mop can do the slip jump to get out pretty easily. So, phase on a biohazard. Ugh. The true gravity required seed. We thought it wasn't actually required, but nope. The logic always has its way. Tuba is having a hard time with that AI manip. Ended up getting like kind of cornered. That was a weird AI manip. Elite pirates want to look you dead in the eye before they fight you. They're weird like that. So Tubamann was just sort of walking around him, but kind of got sandwiched in a weird way. Still ended up getting the AI manipulation, but that was weird. And yeah, control access. There is no elite research access. What are these notes I'm writing? That room doesn't exist, I don't think. Tubamann just needs the last artifact in Phazon suit. Last artifact is in Training Chamber. Lord knows where Phazon suit is. Yeah, so THK says, you can rapid fire missiles by hammering or by repeatedly alternating between A and Y, but it's a lot easier to just hold C stick up. And yes, Tubamann. Oh, there's our gravity suit. That's That's good to see, I guess. Storage Depot B. Having gravity. As Tubamann is going to be full clearing upper mines. We'll see if he decides to do lower mines later. I don't think he will. I wouldn't. I would just do upper mines because it's the highest item density. It leads into the next artifact. I'm gonna cough. Oh. Yeah, it does, because it immediately cancels. You don't have to press the... Ordinarily, pressing A button cancels the missile launch. But if you're holding C stick up, then the missile animation is immediately canceled as soon as the missile is fired. Or rather, immediately after. Yeah, it's a lot easier to pull off. Easier, faster. It's just all around better. And fortunately, main quarry just missiles. As you see Tubamann gonna be taking the save. I can't blame him. At this point, it's been a while since Tubamann last saved. Grab some health. Head on in to the mines. Now for the real moment. Mop is heading into Gravity Chamber. How is Mop going to fare on the Gravity Chamber artifact? Not even gonna do the dash, just reveal the grapple point. Good stuff. Maybe. If the game will let him lock on. I think you need to be a bit further forward there. There. No, do you actually have to knock down that stalactite? Huh. I guess you do. How annoying. We're valid. Flamethrower was in security access A. I've had 2 people saying, no, you don't have to shoot the other stalactite. Alright. I trust you. Hey, using the rarely seen strat in the tournament of using the thermal visor. We never see that. Also, recently discovered by a lot of people in here, you can just shoot the plasma door in between the bars there. And in this case, we see Storage Depot A as an energy tank. I don't think Tuba is going to care about that. Yeah, Wave Muster must be at Shorelines. It's the only unaccounted for charge combo at this point. Mop is time to make a decision. Going in. Alright, we're gonna hope Mop can do this pretty quickly here. Otherwise, this is gonna hurt. Going so far as to kill the tentacles. That's just cruel. Also, Mop, the tentacles are doing nothing to you. Why? Please don't do this. Alright, we got artifact number 4 from Mop. Now, let's see how well Mop can get out of here. Gravityless Gravity Chamber. It's a good skill to learn. It's saved my hide in 1 or 2 races. We're going for slope jump number 1 here. Actually, don't do the slope jump here. I just sort of get myself caught in a ledge, but there we go. Now for the bad one. There's gonna be a rock here on Mop's left. And he's gonna try and just get a slope jump off of this rock right here he's staring at. It's very precise and finicky. He's not killing the tentacle, he's killing his time. Why not both? Tentacles are not the vacuums. Gel zaps are the vacuums. You want to kill those things. And Phazon only goes down for Tubamann, getting that AI manip again for a sweet, sweet energy tank. So far, only 1 check left in upper mines. Then we see if Tuba decides to do lower mines or just cut his losses and go to Chozo. Ideally, we want to see lower mines because we want to see Mop catch up, have a chance here, but I do feel the safer and better play is Chozo, just generally higher item density. Especially now that we've got Gravity, Frigate is nearby and available. It's... Yeah, exactly. So Frost Cave is a very easy room to do Gravity Listen. This one is not. Phase 1 on Thardis, it's possible. At this point, Phase 1 on Thardis could save Mop's life. Phase 1 on Thardis and Tubamann doing Deep Mines could get us back into this. That looked like a charge combo. What? What was in Lighthouse? I guess it was a missile and it just looked weird? I don't think there's anything else. For anyone failing Manip on phase on Elite, make sure you're out of his range of sight. Shooting him immediately starts his AI if you're inside. Yes, absolutely. Step a little bit to the left or right before you fire your first missile. That's what I do. This music is dramatic. I wish I could hear it. Unfortunately, the restream that I'm listening to does not have the music you guys have. You guys... It's the PAL Flagra music. Ah! Okay. Tubamann's doing vanilla ore processing. How disappointing. There's some very easy jumps you can do to climb this room. The first two jumps are easy. The third jump can be a bit trickier, and there's a few options. But the first two jumps are very easy once you get them down. Looks like Mop had stopped playing for a time, I assume because Mop was looking up a tutorial. You are allowed to look up tutorials, you are allowed to use Emo Tracker in this tournament, I believe. Don't quote me on the Emo Tracker one, but I believe you can. I think you've had a runner use it. You can? Yeah, thank you. I know trackers in general, I just wasn't sure about Emo Tracker because of the map, but I believe J-Chuck has used it in a few races. So, fair is fair. And Tubamann is going for the Deep Mines play. This could pay out. This could not, and could be what Mop needs to get back into this. Time to get my maze finder. Yeah, let's see how Tuba gets. Our last two runners had awful mazes today. Let's see if we can turn this ship around. Get some good mazes for once. Yeah, I mean, if you know the map well enough, then you really shouldn't need Emo Tracker, but it's up to you, you know? If you feel like you don't know the world map well enough, Emo Tracker can be a boon. Showing you... because it can show you more extraneous cases, like, say, bombs in workstation. Someone like me wouldn't really have a whole lot of problems telling that would happen, but if you don't know the game very well... It may not help with more direct routing, but it definitely can help with extraneous or weird situations. You're 51 Ooh. What's the max? 55? I suppose alternative, we might not even see him. Oh, here we go. I mean, we can see the maze. Tuba is gonna do... Yep, we're doing it. Tuba doesn't have to do this. He's got X-Ray. He could just go through OP, but Tuba is gonna opt to clear the maze and get the missile. May as well, honestly. The main downside to not doing the maze is that you have to fight the stealth drone again, because it turns out Randomizer actually fixes it, and stealth drone will respawn in Randomizer if you opt to just not fight the maze. We actually saw this in Bash Prime versus The Weakest Link, the race earlier this week. Bash came back to Central Dynamo after not doing the maze, and then just walking up to the first door respawns it. Why do you guys keep getting mazes that spit out 2 results? Ugh. What was maze? Apparently 43 squares, according to Rigger. According to Jack. Either way, it was pretty rough. Unfortunately, the bad mazes continue. Oh dear, Mop doesn't know this trick very well. This is unfortunate. Tubamann is heading into Metroid Quarantine A. Oh, just charging the firing squad. Brave. I personally use the super missile method, but can't argue with just charging him head on. Why not? Zoom gun 15 square? I believe we have seen a few. Oh, the item. Yeah, it was a missile. Nothing really valuable in there. Gee, I wonder what's in Metroid Quarantine A. Can't quite tell that one. Might need to get an instant replay. Maybe get some zoom and enhance on that. It's rough. What? That was Tuba stuck on the. I don't think I've seen that before. Tuba got stuck on the X-ray platform. Looks like a missile. Yeah, definitely. Just a real bright. You know, I could see a little something coming off the top. Couldn't be main PBs. Definitely. Main PBs are a very small, hard to see item. We wouldn't have seen it there. Love main PBs in Tree, absolutely. I love main PBs whenever it tries to just cram itself somewhere it doesn't belong. Because you can just see it. Like, I'm hiding, haha! No, you're not. I'm sorry, PBs. You're not hiding. Unfortunately, Tuba is struggling a little bit with the slope. You can slope jump here onto that little beam, and lets you skip the power there, the second power bomb usage. Which, I mean, at this point, I just kind of go for it. You're getting main PBs anyway. I suppose this route is slightly faster, but I'd be curious how much faster it is than just going the other way. We get it anyway. Main PBs is 4 power bombs, so we want that. We want more power bombs, always. 47 square maze for Tuba. Ooh. It's amazing how many PBs it's your first PB. Absolutely. Doesn't Echoes only give you 2 on your first PB? Echoes is a meanie. Admittedly, Echoes is significantly less meanie because it actually prioritizes power bombs when you don't have any. But it's still a meanie for only giving 2. Wow! Alright, that's phase on suit. We're go mode. Tuba's done here. The deep mind paid off. The heck is Mop doing? So there was an artifact in Gravity Chamber. And, Mop has made it to the 3rd slope jump in here. Unfortunately, Mop decided to go for the artifact in Gravity Chamber without Gravity Suit, and he's on his 3rd of 3 slope jumps here. The first slope jump is pretty easy. The second one is hell, but Mop managed to get past it, and this 3rd one is much easier than the second one, but still harder than the first. So Mop has been struggling to get out of this room, unfortunately. And, paying the price. Oh! He did it! Mop is clear! We're good! Now Mop just needs to beat Tubamann somehow. I don't know how. Tuba's in go mode with 1 artifact left. Let's hope. I don't know. Maybe a catastrophic death. We have all three suits though. All three suits means 50% damage reduction. Tuba's gonna die and get a 55 square maze. Yes, please. This is what we need. Fortunately, due to the amount of time Mop spent down there, and due to the Deep Minds play, this is now Tuba's race to lose. Maybe Shrellen's is a PB expansion? Could be. I definitely didn't see a whole lot of glow. Where's the last artifact? Last artifact is in Training Chamber. So, I don't know, maybe Tuba's scared of ghosts? Look at that hand. This is what a fight looks like when you don't get the AI manipulation. The elite power just sort of shows off its hand. It's like, okay, I just won't hurt you. Look at this quality gameplay. There we go. Yeah, animate for this one is kind of awkward, admittedly. Because you don't have a whole lot of wiggle room before you end up hitting a wall. And of course, obviously, when you hit a wall, you don't have anywhere else to move, and the pirate sees you. So you have to, like, charge forward while slightly maneuvering to the left. So we got Mop. Oh, at this point, I think we're gonna see Mop do a Thardus play. Like, at this point, when you spend that much time in Gravity Chamber, you gotta be doing something that you're pretty sure no one else has done in a desperate bid to catch up. I think we're gonna see Mop fight Thardus. Thardus is generally one of the last checks any runner makes while playing Rando and racing. Is the last artifact in Training Chamber? Yes. He has not gotten that one. He could not get that one. Boost Ball. You need Boost Ball to get the Training Chamber artifact. Absolutely. He saved Thardus for last and he has Phazon suit, right? That's what Mop's hoping for right now, I bet. I'd hazard a guess. Mop's gonna get his Boost Ball and go straight into Thardus. I'm betting. Because, like, at this point, you need something big to get back into the race. When you've spent that much time... No, he's not! What? Aww. I mean, even with the Curse of Knowledge, I can't really say I agree with this. Oof. I don't know, maybe he thinks Tuba struggled as well? Maybe he thinks Tuba waited to find gravity? I don't know. Bash literally apologized to you for that. Oh. Ugh. That race, honestly, I think we can draw some parallels between that race and this race, because, well, I don't think, this race just handed everything to Tuba. Like, Tuba made every single play, and it ended up being correct. Everything was just handed to Tuba here. Ugh. Mop just didn't stand a chance, unfortunately. I hate to say it, I hate to just shut and close down a race like that, but just... The RNG played out, and boy howdy did it play out to Tuba. Everything just fell into place. What is Tubamann doing? Why are we flexing here? Just go. What are you looking for? We know where all of the chart... What are you doing, Tuba? I guess he wants more missiles? Is Tuba not comfortable with this, with 6 energy tanks? I suppose that could be it. 6 is a lot, though. 6 with 3 suits? And the way Tuba's been playing, I'd be very surprised if he wasn't comfortable right now. He's getting missiles for flamethrower. True. Missile, unfortunately, flamethrower very, very missile hungry. There's a reason it's a meme. There's a reason it's regarded as the most useless item. Its damage is unparalleled. However, its range is bad, and it doesn't home in. And I think the flames have some pretty bad travel time. It's very, very hungry. Downright voracious, honestly. The ETM of Prime 1, I'd agree. I mean, Flame at least has some use. If you can get the jump on Stealth Drone, it can be pretty useful. And that's one more use than ETM has. One singular. Was to refill missiles for flamethrower. You know, that's fair. Crowd pleaser. I like it. I actually need to watch that race. I missed Sal versus Spaghetti. Was it good? Should go watch that tonight. ETM. Energy transfer module from Echoes. It literally does nothing. It is a purely lore item. You do not need it to transfer energy. This Tuba getting caught some geometry, trying to get out of Furnace. Or whatever that room was called before Furnace. I actually don't know the name of that room. What? It's clicking in my head. I don't know what that room is called. ETM is put in when you get Violet Translator. The pickup itself doesn't even do anything. That's right, because it's just like the game just like tells you, hey, you picked up something weird. Figure it out. Forgot about that. Tuba heading straight for training chamber here. No more checks. I love a rando that substituted all item sprites and scans into ETM. Does Randovania have item obscuring? Because I believe it does, actually. I don't know if it turns them all to ETMs, but it does hide all of the items and their scans. It does? Okay, sweet. So, I mean, if you really do want to have a run where you have no idea what you're going to grab until you grab it, there you go. You can absolutely do it. The Echoes and Prime Rando communities share a Discord, which you can join over. Oh, never mind. Spaghetti's got it. Thank you. Tubamann getting through Train Chamber. It's only 2 ghosts in that room, but again, they like to fall into walls and stuff, and it's a very annoying ghost fight. It's hard to do it correctly. Hard to do it quickly, rather. Yeah, no one's happy about having to do Training Chamber. It's a bad room. Too many ghosts, absolutely. Very bully. Is Mop gonna be finding Gravity Suit? Might not be happy. Or maybe will be, I don't know. Tubamann using the wrong bomb slot, or taking a little bit too much time getting the second bomb slot to open up the beak. But is now going to be getting the last artifact. And onwards to the final bosses. Boom. Yeah, Echoes has both random elevator and random spawn points that you can do as well. The Echoes randomizer is very fleshed out. There's a lot of features in there. We're all looking forward to Prime Rando 2.0, though. Bash has been working hard on it. We're looking forward to it. It should have quite a few features as well. Right now there's an option to start at a random save station or a room you choose. Yeah, exactly. That's for Echoes, by the way, not this game. Mop looking at that space pirate booty. And gonna be finding missiles. Big old 5 missiles. Pirate booty, exactly. How likely is it that I can close Maze Finder right now? Pretty likely. Mop is leaving Quarry. Mop is leaving Mines. Is this 1.0 or 1.1? We are, what's it called? This is effectively 1.0. You can use, I believe, 1.1, I believe even 1.2 for Randomizer, and it'll repatch in scan dashing. The Randomizer will, when you randomize it. But effectively, it plays like 1.0. And yeah, the randomized version itself is 1.3. 1.31. Tuba is going to demonstrate, I believe, can you boost into Ridley on any version other than 1.0? I don't know. I was going to make a joke, but I don't have enough game knowledge, so never mind. Tubaman's just going to punch a dragon with his morph ball. It'll be cool. You can't on PAL, okay. And PAL's 1.2, yes? If I recall correctly, you can on 1.2. Oh, okay. So just PAL, got it. ICR. Oh, what is ICR? Oh, I can't recall. Okay, I imagine. I think. These kids these days can't even type out words anymore. They just do letters. Grumble. Spaghetti, why? Oh. Okay, so Tubamann is gonna punch Ridley with his morph ball. Morph Ball boost does 50,000 damage per frame, and while most bosses and a lot of enemies are immune to it, Ridley is not. Ridley Phase 1 specifically is not. Tubamann lands on Ridley's butt and gets stuck. That dragon booty. Can't get away. Apparently. So many booties right now. And Ridley's also being quite rude, so when Ridley does these little charges, you can manually aim to get a snipe here. You'll see, right, just like that. You'll see Tuba aiming up and to the right when Ridley starts winding up for the charge. You cannot auto-lock it unless you're very far away, I've been told, because Ridley's hand gets in the way and blocks the shot. I've never tried using auto-lock when I'm far away from Ridley, but I've been told you can still land it when locking on. Plasma processing door block. It's blocked by Bendesium and PAL. Really? Huh. That's weird. Yeah, let's see the flamethrower. We're gonna be waiting for the gonna be waiting for Exo. Ideally, Exo power to use that flame. I think Elite Research varies? I know they rewrote some of the lore as well. Was that in PAL or was that in 1.2 where they rewrote the lore? They retconned it before the game, before they even needed to. Ridley got dunked on. Yeah, that was a pretty good Ridley. We got a few charges in, but Tubamann was able to shut down a fair few other charges, which made the fight a fair bit faster. Lore changes were in PAL? Okay. Or, oh, just between 1.0 and the rest of the versions. Alright. Oh, you're talking about Elite Research, not the lore changes. Oh. Ooh, Tuba. I've never seen that version of Phase on Core Climb. Huh. Oh! Fortunately, slips and falls. Certainly seems to be a more reliable way of getting it. Though I'm not sure if it... But yeah. Seems to be slightly slower, but more reliable. Meanwhile, Visions continue to be bullies. Oh, heading him up! Oh! Ha! I hate this. Visions are mean. Oh, props to Tubamann for actually surviving that gauntlet. What the heck was that? That's the old version of the climb. It's not faster, trust me. Or is it not more reliable? Trust me. It's not reliable. Okay, fair enough. Remember when Super Rose got yeeted off? Yes. That was... Oh, yeah. Visions are mean. They're just a bad enemy in general. But... they're not fun to fight. And then they go and do that. And just constantly push you around and bully you. Tubamann opting not to use Flamethrower on Power Phase. I'm disappointed. Son, I am disappointed. So, EXO has 4 sub-chambers. First one, as you saw there, is guaranteed to be Power and Wave in any order. Next one adds Ice. Sub-chamber 3 adds Plasma. So, you know, by sub-chamber 3 you're fighting all of your beams once. And then sub-chamber 4, Metroid Prime goes crazy and just does whatever. Tubamann opting for spam shots after landing the super missile. We'll see. No, we're definitely not getting a turnaround after that. Unfortunately, the power orbs on on Metroid Prime cause a lot of recoil, and Samus just can't bring herself to shoot the gun for like 5-10 seconds. Rip Mop. Yeah, something appears to have happened on Mop's end. Unfortunately, Mop was pretty well buried in this race. Mop is still in the SRL room, though, and there's no forfeit, so I assume just something weird is happening with the stream. You save every time I do something because your disc is so old and crashes the oof. That's unfortunate. And PAL, after you defeat Omega Pirate, the game spawns fission Metroids in the room between MQB and Fungal Hall B. What? And in Elite Quarters? Gross. I hate it. Why would you tell me about this? I mean, admittedly, why are you going back down there? Oh, right, because newborn, huh? Ugh. PPC fissions? ISOs are how GameCube games are stored. If you use a program like CleanRip, then you can grab your ISO from a game disc and then play it via Dolphin or Nintendo. And that's actually how we make the randomizers here. You grab the ISO from your game using CleanRip, and then you can you run the ISO through the randomizer. Yeah, I might be looking for items too. Though if memory serves, you can get just about every item, but yeah, I guess if you missed one. Like Fungal Hall B, I can see why someone would miss Fungal Hall B. Tuba, not able to get the turnaround hit on this. It gets the ice orbs before getting waved. That's just extra rude. Ugh. So another thing you can do to speed up the EXO fight a little more that we have not seen Tuba go for are snipes. And at the end of Metroid Prime's charges, it becomes vulnerable again to weapons fire. So if you stand near the end, where Metroid Prime's charge ends, then you can aim up and hit it right as its charge is ending. And if you're really fast, then you can move around and get the turnaround hit in as well, which can let you skip entire phases by dealing damage. And now we go into Subchamber 4. Metroid Prime can choose whatever beam it wants. It can also just swap beams mid-fight, or mid-phase. You can also get laser beamed. Oh, jeez. Tubamann's getting kind of bullied in it during this Exo fight. Thankfully, one of the orbs dropped in Ultra. Ultra energies are 100, just a free energy tank, basically. And now, we're going into turbo mode on Metroid Prime. You may notice it's moving faster than normal there for a minute. That's because Metroid Prime can just go fast whenever it wants to. In Subchamber 4. Now we're on power. Oh, Tubamann, go for it! No! Ugh, you know what? I'll still count it. He tried. By God, he tried. So, Flamethrower is a bad item, but a little known fact, or maybe much known fact, you can still damage Power Phase Metroid Prime with Flamethrower, and if you don't have Super Missiles, it's actually your best bet, because Power Beam is garbage without supers. And there's one of those phase swaps I was talking about. Yes! Alright, we're valid. We took down a power phase of Metroid Prime Flamethrower. Run is done. I don't know why we have two different validations. You have to first find Flamethrower, which is valid. Then you've got, like, Valid 2.0, which is when you kill an enemy with Flamethrower. Most people opt for Power Prime. I personally opt for Stealth Drone for my Valid 2.0. Tuba's actually got some really good missile economy for only having 95 missiles. Like, he can go for the actual flamethrower kill. Yes! Nicely done. Prime community loves bad memes, that's why. We're double validation. That's how good these races are. You have to validate them twice. As we go into Exo, and Tuba is going to pull off one of the most difficult AI manipulations in the game. If you don't move, then Metroid Prime can end up in one of three places. All three of which cannot be pool skipped, so just don't move. Speaking of pool skip, if Metroid Prime Essence is too close to the spider, too close to the angry crab, then Essence will just not lay a pool when it comes time to change phase. So I feel like this is kind of dangerous. It's hard to say. It's pretty close to the XO, but the XO, no, but the drop, or yeah, you got phase skip. That's unfortunate. So there's a box around the exoskeleton, which Tubamann is angrily shooting at. And if Essence is inside of that box, then it just won't drop a pool. The box extends more towards the center of the room than to the sides, so if Essence is near the edge, like to the left or right of the exoskeleton, then there's a chance you still won't, depending on how close it is. It can still be sketchy, though. 2 pool skips! Despite being deposited at the end of the room. Well, this is just bad. That's just unfortunate. You should be happy that OOB isn't allowed in the story. You'd be explaining how OOB works left and right. Yeah! Yeah, I know. Honestly, one of the hardest things about casting this tournament that I've found is trying to re-explain every single glitch because I have to constantly account for people who may not know what's happening. That's why you'll see me struggle with explaining EXO so much, because I don't want to explain it the same way like 2-3 times in a row. We actually see Tubamann going for... Okay, he was going for pool skips there, it looked like, but now he's going for attack cancels. Essence has has a fixed number of attacks before it lays another pool. And unfortunately, Tubamann was firing too quickly there, and was not actually canceling attacks. Yeah, those were too fast, unfortunately. So if you attack too fast, then Metroid Prime won't actually get to queue up another attack, and you aren't actually canceling anything, you're just hurting it. And I think we're still going too fast here. Yeah. You just want to tap the A to get a single phase-on burst in, and you want to make sure you're waiting until phase-on, or until Metroid Essence exits its pain animation to get the proper attack cancels. Do you think Mop stopped? No, I think something's gone wrong. I don't know what's happening to Mop. They haven't forfeited yet. And they're still in the SRL room, so their internet's still functioning. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, exactly. It's better to be too slow for attack cancels, or else you're doing what Tubamann's doing right here, just waiting. You lose so much more time with too fast attack cancels than too slow. And it doesn't matter, though, because we GG. Mop, Tuba. There we go. GG! Don't trick me like that. It's rude. With an official time of 1 hour, 55 minutes, and 48 seconds. Honestly, that seat just sort of handed it to Tubamann. Everything was in Tubamann's favor for that race. It was just sort of given to him. Ugh. You feel good when you run a race like that. It's just, oh, there it is. Oh, hey, there's that item I need. Oh, there's that item, too. Ooh. Look at that. Another item I needed. We'll see if we can get Tuba in for an interview. I'd like to see what his opinion of this race was. Another power outage? I hope not. No, it wouldn't be a power outage again. Mop is still in SRL, so we don't know why his stream stopped. And I believe this is a forfeit on Mop as well. Mop just asked where an item was in chat. I mean, it's not an official forfeit, but we'll see. Hey, Tubamann, how's it going?
Hey there!
Congratulations! Yeah, that must have felt really good. You just kind of got handed everything as you were going through the game.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that Exo and Essence fight was a little subpar, but I guess that's what I get.
Yeah, your attack cancels were unfortunately slightly too fast.
Yeah, they were, and I tried to do the pool cancels as well, but then I just forgot where the pool was, and I stood in it too long. Yeah, but other than that, I mean, that seat felt good. Gravity skip is always fun.
Oh yeah, you destroyed that gravity skip. That was really good.
Yeah, I was really impressed with myself. Usually the first two jumps take forever, but I got them pretty quick. It was only, what, 3 minutes? Well, not bad.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was getting really nervous whenever I decided to make the lower mines play.
Yeah, I was about to ask you about that. That was definitely a risky play, but my goodness, did that pay off.
Yeah, I was just sitting there thinking, as soon as I had cleared upper mines and all I got was gravity, I was sitting there thinking, okay, I have two options. I can leave mines, go to Frigate and late Chozo, and bank it being near the artifact. Or I can, while I'm here, check mines and then make my way there. And I'm like, I guess I'll just make that play.
Mm-hmm.
I was not sure about it, but thank goodness it paid off.
Yeah, so Mop, at least what we were able to see before his stream froze, he did end up doing the upper mines, and I believe he ended up just going straight into, I believe we went into Talon after clearing upper mines, yeah. So
yeah, that would have been race over on his end if my play didn't pay off. For sure.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man.
I got lucky for sure.
Absolutely.
That's Rando, baby.
I mean, overall, you actually very far ahead, Mop. Mop, unfortunately, while you destroyed Gravity Skip, Mop had a very, very difficult time. It's been a long time in Gravity Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the official forfeit from Mop, so we'll see if we can get him in here as well. What else happened? I mean, this was one of those seeds. How was that? Oh, hang on, Mop's coming in. I'll wait on that question until he's in here.
Sure.
Hey, Mop.
Hello!
Hey, Mop.
Hey, Tuba.
GG's to you.
I knew that was going to be a bad seed the second that it immediately made me backtrack all the way back to, what's the room? Landing site, yes, for supers to... No, not supers. Where am I?
Space jump.
Space jump, yes.
And then it made you backtrack all the way back to Chozo for the half-pipe missiles. That was...
Yeah, exactly.
I was just about to ask Tubamann about that start. That was horrific.
That was crazy. I am very glad that the Root Cave play paid off. Because the second that I got Morph Ball Bombs followed up by Varia, I'm like, okay, I am not afraid to go through Magmore early. And that netted me Spider.
Yeah.
But then I should have just went straight to Phendrana from there. But I wanted to get Charge. And oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Chozo
I agree.
was empty. Chozo was empty except for that charge. And I ended up clearing Flagra, ended up clearing Zoid. Basically everything except for early wild, and I was getting really nervous because I realized I could have went and checked tree with X-ray visor, but I never. And I was so afraid that that might have ended up having phase on, and I didn't have that information. So I was like, do I go back? Do I check? I don't know. I'm glad I stuck it out.
Yeah, Mop did check, and it was just 5 missiles.
Yeah,
so.
It was just a missile. Trying to think.
One thing that I wish I could get is the plasma processing. I swear, every single time I do it off stream, I get it within like the first 3 hops, but then I end up falling every time that it's an actual race.
Yeah, so what you really want to do with that one is you want to, after getting the initial slope jump, you want to try and get off the, wall and jump into the peg that's coming out of the spider ball track.
Oh, the
like you
peg.
have the actual spider square, and the peg itself that's in front of it, that's slope. And so if you jump into that, you can get a little bit more height and squeeze onto the spider track.
The more you know, I was not aware that that was sloped. I have just been doing my best to get up to the top, just the way that I was. It's good to know that that exists.
Yeah, and Spaghetti in our Discord is saying, Gadriva says that the peg is basically a cone, so yeah, you can just use that to squeeze a little bit more height and get up onto the spider track. Also, what was in Shorelines? We had no idea. We thought
Both
it was
of them
a
were
charge
missiles.
combo. Okay.
Yeah, just missiles.
Yeah, we thought it was a charge combo at first, but then between the two of you, we found all the charge combos, and it's just like, huh.
Where was Wavebuster?
Where was...
I completely forgot where... Did I see Wavebuster? Huh?
Somebody saw Wavebuster. Oh, I forgot where it was. I'm blanking now. Oh.
Yeah,
Because Ice Spreader was Research Core, Super...
I know, yeah, I knew I found Ice Spreader.
Elite Research.
Elite Research. Yeah, that must have been Tuba then. Because basically what I did... Wait. Right?
Yeah, we saw Wavebuster through Tuba first. Tuba did the X-ray visor check on the wall.
That's right, yep.
Because I pretty much remember the way that I did it... No, wait. Where is Elite Research again? Is that in Labs or
That's
in Mind?
Phase on Elite.
That's
Yeah,
Phase on Elite. Okay, then that must have been Tuba, because I didn't even go over there. Granted, it was probably kind of a little bit of a misplay, not looking a little bit further in Mind, but basically... By the time I got to that point, the only artifacts that I had left were Elite Control Access and Training Chamber. And I basically decided, okay, I'm just going to go through Late Phendrana, through Workstation, into Mines, pop out into Elite Control Access, and then I checked what was in Storage Depot B, I think is the one with Grapple.
Yeah, B is Grapple.
Yeah.
Vanilla Grapple.
And I found Gravity there, which I thought was kind of a troll because I was like, oh god, is is Phazon going to be in Frigate? But then I remembered that Frigate couldn't be in Logic because I still had found Thermal.
Well, you hadn't found Thermal.
Yeah, Mop never found Thermal.
Where was it?
Chapel of the Elders, Vanilla Wave.
Yep.
Oh
And
my
god. It actually almost baited me. Because I found Thermal, and I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, there is something in Workstation or Thardis. Because at that point, all I had was Wave. So I was about to go immediately check Workstation, but I'm like, well, I'm at Front Phendrana, I may as well clear it. And then I found Ice Beam. And I'm like, okay, I'll go through labs.
Yeah, that was pretty much what my thought process was, too. I guess it was kind of also a misplay. I almost ducked into mines immediately after going through labs. But at that point, I was like, okay, I have 2 artifacts over here, and gravity-less gravity chamber doesn't sound that terrible, and there's a chance that the artifact is on the grapple ledge, and of course it wasn't, and I wound up spending 20 minutes trying to get out of gravity chamber.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. We did have a question Oh, sorry, you go.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, I have a really bad habit of trying out tricks for the very first time in the middle of a race.
Don't do that. That's bad. That's bad. As we learned today, that's bad. We did have a question from chat really quickly, though. And that was to Tubamann. What was your thinking on not doing Early Wild when you had X-Ray and Spider Ball?
I was actually afraid that I was really behind. After I did Flagra, and it had a missile, and everything else in Chozo that I had was missile, I was thinking, if he chose to skip Chozo and go immediately to Phendrana, I am behind. So I'm like, I'm just gonna take the chance. I don't have supers yet. I'm just gonna go to Phendrana. I really feel like that's the play. And that was the play.
See, I pretty much did the exact opposite. I was going through Lake Tozo looking for bombs, and at that point, I was like, okay, it got to the point where I got to Gathering Hall and didn't find bombs, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go and route early talent checks, and then I sequence break to find bombs in Root Cave, and immediately after Varia, so I was like, you know what, Chozo probably doesn't have anything, Flagra and Zoid usually don't have anything. I'm gonna take this opportunity to go to Magmore. But after getting just a couple checks, I, for whatever reason, decided, oh, well, now is probably a decent time to check all the Chozo checks that I just decided to completely ditch right now. Instead of going to Phendrana, when that was where the seed was pretty much pointing me to. But yeah,
that seed was mean.
Absolutely,
it really was.
Like, let's actually talk through the logic of that start, because I want people to understand just how horrific that was. You start off, and you go to Hive Totem to get Morph Ball. Then you go back to town, and you get Space Jump Boot. Then you go back to Chozo to get Missile, and back into Ruined Gallery to get Grapple. Then you go, where's the Power Bombs? Where's the first Power Bomb expansion?
Power Bomb was in Alcove.
Oh,
yeah.
So then you get, okay, so you could have gotten that alongside Space Jump. So then you go all the way to Dynamo, no, not even Dynamo, you go to Magmore, to Shore Tunnel, to get Spider Ball, then you go back to Chozo to get X-Ray, and then you go to Talon to get bombs.
God, the seed was so troll.
This is why we like to use tricks to speed up seeds. It can save you so much time when you get horrific starts like that.
Seriously, though.
That's pretty much the biggest upside and why that while I'm glad that I got a chance of playing this tourney and that my run is actually over at this point, I'm really happy because it means I can start using glitch logics instead of this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Grapple was in Ruined Gallery, not Shrine.
Yeah.
It was behind the missile wall, I believe. Right?
Yes.
I don't know. I might be mixing up another race. There was another race where Grapple was in Chozo as well earlier today. It may have. I don't. It was in Chozo. It was in a bad spot in Chozo.
As it always is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was unfortunately Tuba just made all the. Unfortunately for Mop, Tuba just made all of the right calls. Every single gamble except for clearing Chozo paid out in spades. Everything was just right handed to Tuba.
Definitely didn't help that I lost so much time on Gravity Chamber.
No, that was brutal to watch as well. But do we have any last thoughts about the seed?
It was a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to do it. GG's to you, Mop.
Indeed, GG's to you as well. Congrats on the win. Bad seed, but it was a lot of fun regardless.
Very weird.
Follow the commentators and the trackers. For sure.
Yes. I'm Ginger Dragon.
Yes.
I'd like to think I'm pretty cool. People tell me I'm cool. I believe them. And Spaghetti was on tracker. She did a fantastic job.
Thank you, Spaghetti.
And of course, over there, shouting out the runners. Tubamann and MopOfJustice. They do great stuff. They stream the game in their own time. Go check them out. Fun times. We do have one more race of Metroid Prime Randomizer tonight. That'll be on, I believe, main SpeedGaming. We were just talking about it in chat before. And Elias Thompson versus Pika Pals. So if you want one more in 40 minutes, I'm telling you, today's packed for rando. So be sure to meet us there. I will not be calming because after dual calming one race and immediately after solo calming a 2-hour race, I think my lungs are going to explode. But somebody will. Go say hello to them. It'll be fun. You all have a good night. GG's to the runners. I'm out.
Peace out.